This is Halloween, and if you enjoy strolling through the cemetery and learning about the history of cemeteries as much as I do, you may want to subscribe, because I'm going to be taking you somewhere new every week. In today's episode, we are going to be visiting the Curlew Hills Memory Gardens Cemetery. This is located in Palm Harbor, and some of my husband's family is actually buried there, as well as 5 celebrities. Enjoy! We're here at Delco's famous sandwich shop in Dunedin. Gonna go in and get a bite to eat. We're here at Curlew Hills Memory Gardens, established in 1979. Let's go in and see what we can see. This is a beautiful cemetery, which we've actually been here, but we haven't covered the cemetery. We were here to visit my husband's grandmother and his cousin, right? His cousin are both at rest here.
Step-grandfather.
And his step-grandfather. Look how pretty it is. It's very well cared for. The Garden of Faith. And it's a gorgeous day. It's cool out. It's bright and sunny. It's dry. It's perfect for a walk through the cemetery. Look how it's all canopied in by the trees. They really do a good job here. We're going to go stop and visit his grandmother, who I believe is in this mausoleum here. The grounds do have quite a few large mausoleums, as well as 5 famous people laid to rest here, which we'll be keeping an eye out for. We found my husband's grandma, his grandma Smith. That's from his dad's side. And then 2 of his other relatives down here, the Tunis family. Mark, which was his cousin, and then Gordy, or Gordon.
Which is my uncle.
Which is his uncle. Sonia's still with us. This is just one of the very beautiful mausoleums here. We have a beautiful, look at how beautiful it is today. The view of the pond over there with the fountain. They have a really gorgeous memorial here for 9/11 with a piece of the building, one of the fallen buildings, one of the towers. That's what that piece is right there that you see in the monument. We're gonna go around and take a look at it. Like a little fire pit there going in memory. There are several gorgeous individual family mausoleums in here. One straight across there. I can't wait to go look at that one. This one is just beautiful. Many verses from scripture on either side, and a beautiful stained glass back there. You can see inside the mausoleum. It's nice. Beautiful peach marble. These are just a lot of very remarkable memorials here. This one inside has a candle with Jesus, Mary, the Vavularis family. I really want to go take a look at this other mausoleum. There's a family over in the 9/11 memorial right now, so I'm just gonna kind of wait till they make their way out to go in, give them their time. But this one, look at this. The doors are wide open. What is going on with this? It looks pretty cool. I want to check it out. I'm going in. What is that? It's a little chapel. Are you kidding me? That's awesome. So this is a Greek section of the cemetery. Really beautiful. Oh, you can tell with those names. Everything's a Papalous, Papas. Yes, this is the Greek Orthodox area of the cemetery, dedicated to Greeks, which have a huge culture here, not far from here in Tarpon Springs. If you've not been to the Sponge Docks, Tarpon Springs, I do have some videos that include some footage of Tarpon Springs, but it's definitely somewhere you want to visit if you come to Florida, if you're in the area. Clearwater, St. Pete, Tampa even. It's close enough to Tampa, but at least it's like a one-tank trip from Tampa. So it's pretty close to all of those. You may want to visit the Sponge Docks. Isn't this beautiful? It's a little chapel so you can come in. These are really nice. These are mosaics. It's like real mosaic. I think that's Joseph, because over here we have Mary and Jesus. And then just a place, I think you can just leave little items here. A little money tree. Don't really know what that's about. I guess donations maybe to the church. Somebody probably comes and gets them weekly. Smells good in here too, like incense. But it's beautiful. It is a mausoleum, but it's not for, it's just it's a chapel that's built just like a mausoleum. It's kind of cool. I've not seen that before. Every time you go in these places, you see something you've never seen. But that's pretty cool. It's interesting because it seems like a huge cemetery, and you come back here to the Greek Orthodox part, and that's the end of it. There's a lot of open space back here. But it's not as big as one might think, as you see from the road. There's still plenty of open space. It is an active cemetery, which means they are still entering here today. It's not that old, you know, it's only established in 1979. So, still quite new. And you can really tell that by the exceptional condition of the headstones. You know, they're just new. They're just new headstones, and they're beautiful. Look at this. This person had some money. Adonaides, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm probably butchering it. That's a beautiful mausoleum there. It has a gorgeous stained glass in there. You can see the Greek flag. And it looks like 6 inserts. Beautiful. This lovely couple has their wedding photo here. They've both departed. Costas and Dimitra. I mean, it just doesn't get Greeker than that. You know, but that's a beautiful memorial right there with the wedding photo and everything. I'm certain with the culture here not being too far away, the culture of the Tarpon Springs sponge docks, that a lot of these were most likely first settlers and spongers of the area. At least the sponge docks. Probably people that, you know, because they were born in the early 1900s and passed later in the 70s and stuff. So they probably had a career with the sponge docks, a lot of these people. I'm over here now in another part of the cemetery, just outside of the mausoleum, where my husband's grandmother is laid to rest, as well as some of his family. We have a Stanley and Teresa Wittrak here. Now, I don't know if this is left from their family, but I'm actually quite surprised that regulations allow this level of stuff to be left here. I mean, they've got stuff still from Christmas. It is now, we're going into February just next week. And so it's just kind of, to see all of this, it's a lot for a place that's so well kept and maintained. So I think it could be them, because they have a lot of plants and stuff too. It is a big enough cemetery not to be able to find the celebrities that we're looking for today. But we're still going to give it a try and try to find them. Here's a young man, looks like. Yep, born 1999 and passed in 2018. Loving son, brother, and grandson, Cameron Sawinski. It's a young boy. Wow. This is always a really beautiful memorial that I see quite often. It's another young person, pretty young, born in 93, passed in 2021. Too young, in my opinion. I've been seeing too much of that, honestly. I'm seeing a lot of wedding photos on these memorials, and it's just so cool. There's another wedding photo there. That's just awesome. couple that was in here have made their way out. Right here, they have a little memorandum. On September 11th, 2001, the world changed forever. World history will mark this date as one of the United States' darkest hours, but we Americans will celebrate it as one of our greatest tests. This memorial park is in honor of 2,977 people who made the ultimate sacrifice so that others may live. We will never forget. Right here, in memory of the men who lost their lives, September 11th, 2012. Attack on the U.S. Embassy in Benghazi. These are all the victims of the Benghazi conflict. Ambassador Chris Stevens, diplomat Sean Smith, retired Navy SEAL Glenn Doherty, retired Navy SEAL Tyrone Woods. Let's go over here. Like I was saying, we've been here before. That there that just looks like a scrap piece of metal is actually from one of the Twin Towers. And this fire burns always for the memory of those lost in 9/11. I think it's pretty gorgeous. This is one of the most beautiful memorials I've seen to commemorate something like that. I think it is the most beautiful. It's got this gorgeous fountain here. I think there's jets down there that it does kind of have fountains in it, but they're not on right now. But the fire is just awesome, and it just goes and goes and goes. I'm sure people are maintaining it and all of that. Everything looks very well maintained in this cemetery. It's a memorial for firefighters of Palm Harbor. This is all of the police department, police emergency squad, Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, and other officers and departments down here. This is in honor of law enforcement. The lives of 23 NYPD officers and 37 Port Authority officers were lost during the terrorist attacks on the World Trade Center. It says Florida Fallen Firefighter Memorial Flag designed by Palm Harbor firefighter Rick Weschler, established in 2009, Florida Statute 256.15, to honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. The flag colors symbolize blue, water, and a clean heart. Purple stripe, nobility, dignity, and respect. Black stripe, the mourning band worn by firefighters. The red is the heart, passion, and commitment. So that's this flag here. Well, I think it doesn't say, but World Trade Center, WTC. So it must be another piece of the building here that they have on display. Flight 93, it says, let's roll at 10:03 a.m. United Airlines Flight 93 with 33 passengers and a crew of 7 is hijacked and crashes near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Because of the heroic actions of the passengers, Flight 93 is the only plane that did not hit the hijackers' target. 40 lives were lost. And this is just all in honor of those New York City firefighters and those in service who were there that day. People who helped out recovering the bodies from the rubble, all of that. pretty much. And this has the firefighter's prayer here. I believe I've read that in other memorials before, so I will spare you. And here's a bell that was donated by Joseph Michael O'Daly of the NYPD. Don't know how many people do that on a daily, but I haven't heard it yet since I've been here, so it needed to be done. Pentagon. At 9:37 a.m., American Airlines Flight 77 is hijacked and crashes into the Pentagon. 53 passengers, a crew of 6, and 125 people, including 55 U.S. military personnel, perished. So that is the very beautiful Twin Tower Memorial. And you'll see that the rubble there, the piece of the building is actually nestled in between two very large pieces of marble resembling the Twin Towers. It's just really gorgeous. It's a really beautiful memorial. I just came into a very large mausoleum. It's over on the right side, all the way on the right side of the cemetery. It's really beautiful. It's got these chandeliers, these gorgeous cases. That's such a great idea. So it's just kind of like a curio that you can purchase a space for your loved one, and you can just put mementos and their urn, pictures of them, just any little things to remember them. If you don't have space in your home, or you just want them safe for years to come. I don't really know details on how much they cost. I've heard they're kind of expensive. They do have regular maintenance that comes in and cleans them out. I think it is volunteers that do that, because I actually have a friend in Minnesota who does that. She actually volunteers and cleans out the curios. I think they do it a couple times a year, probably. Haven't talked to her in a while. I need to give her a ring. But she said she is the one that actually told me these are quite pricey. So if you have a curio at home, you might want to do that. But this is one of the routes you can go for your loved one. It's a beautiful place to sit in here if you want to just sit with your loved ones and remember, share some stories in the presence of your departed. It's very cool. And they do have the full body inserts in here. There are 3 sections. We're going to visit the middle one right now. Another beautiful mausoleum in here. We're having a hard time trying to find the famous people that are laid to rest here. It's not a huge cemetery, but it's big enough that it's just, and there are a lot of these mausoleums. So just reading wall after wall after wall. Here's a Lucan, babe. Like Lucans. Wonder if they're kin to the liquor store people. But it's really nice. I'm gonna go to the other side. Now we're in the other side. And something smells like pickles in here. I don't know. But you can just see how beautiful these are. I actually don't like that smell, whatever that smell is. Could be a sealant, if anyone's been recently laid to rest in any of these walls. Could be like one of the sealants that they use or something. I don't really see anybody too recent. I don't know when this started as a thing, but it's been around for a while. I remember just when I first saw that, I thought, wow, what a cool idea. Really, it's just another way for the cemetery to make money off of you. They'll find anything they can, any way they can. This cemetery has a pet section. So all of these, isn't this beautiful though? Like, it's for pets, you know, but it's treated just as if it was for humans. It's so beautiful. They all have, look at a little puppy. Oh. Charles T. Bear III. King of the Wild Bearmen. Aww. Says, we loved you from the first moment we saw you. Everyone loved the bear. You are forever missed. Our perfect little man. Keep spreading your love. Charlie. Charlie T. Bear. And here's another one called Barnabas. That's cute. So people's beloved pets are laid to rest over here. So many cute pictures of the pets too. I'll take a few pictures in here. Here lies Chris M. Oliva, or Oliva. Born 1963, died in 1993. This was the guitarist for the band Savatage, and he died at age 30. He was actually in a car crash that took place in Zephyr Hills, Florida. He was a founding member of the rock music group Savatage. The band was originally known as Avatar and formed in Florida in 1978 by Oliva and his brother John Oliva, who my husband informed me was the lead singer. He actually saw some of their shows. The group, who changed their name in 1983 to Savatage, later included other members, including Zachary Stevens, Jeff Plate, Chris Caffrey, Steve Wackles, Alex Skolnick. He replaced Chris and Keith Collins. So when Chris passed away, he was actually replaced by the Alex Skolnick character, who probably took over guitar for him. It was a rock heavy metal band. Some of their albums included The Dungeons Are Calling in 1985, Power of the Night in 1985, Gutter Ballot in 1990, Streets, a rock opera in 91, and Dead Winter Dead in 1995. And then later, The Wake of Magellan in 1998. The Final Bell was released in 2000, and Poets and Madmen in 2001. And the last four of those, of which were after Olivier's death. The accident which he was killed in involved a drunk driver. For any of you Savatage fans, we got a rock star, rock legend right here, buried in the Curlew Hills Memorial Cemetery. And of course, Chris has a guitar on his footstone. There's another memorial right here next to this tree, which was dedicated by Savatage fans in honor of Chris's memory. It says, this tree is dedicated to Christopher M. Olivier, 1963 to 1993, from Sava fans. So that's pretty cool. Now, I'm going to kind of film around here so you know where to find him if you want to come and see him. So there is a mausoleum right at the front just as you walk in. Now, if you curve off to the right, there's going to be another mausoleum you come across. It's right there. And he is just next to this tree on my left. The pet cemetery is right across the way there. So he's just adjacent from the pet cemetery right here in this field of footstones. And he's hard to find because it is a footstone. It's harder to find footstones than it is headstones most of the time. But luckily for me, I have a second pair of eyes today, which is my husband, and he found him. He may be the only one we find today. We'll see. We finally found her. It's the last mausoleum we're looking at right now. And so this is the one right close to the street and the parking lot. Mildred, or Millie Deegan. She played for the all-girls baseball league back in World War II. Was it World War II? Yeah. When all the men were called off to combat, the women took over. You may recall, in A League of Their Own. This situation was depicted perfectly. And this was one of the players for that professional women's baseball league. She was a member of the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, made famous by the 1992 hit movie A League of Their Own. She was a pitcher and second baseman from 1943 to 1952, playing for the Rockford Peach, the Fort Wayne Daisies, and the Kenosha Comets before joining the AAGPBL. She played softball, where she was known as the Babe Ruth of girls softball after hitting a home run for a record 250 feet in Madison Square Garden with Ruth in attendance. Ruth was impressed enough that he met Deegan and posed for a picture with her. Deegan hit .406 in 1939, playing in the Garden for the Americanettes, where she spent 2 seasons. After her baseball career, Deegan went on to coach and play softball for 22 years in New Jersey. She was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1992. And all of this information you can actually get from Find a Grave online if you wanted to look her up, look up some information. You can also probably just look her up by name. Millie Deegan or Mildred E. Deegan. And I'm just glad to have found her because that's pretty freaking cool. I love that movie, A League of Their Own. Well, we found a couple of the people that we were looking for. I'm so happy. That's enough for me. There are like 3 others that are laid to rest here. Let me see. Mike Fornielo, he was a Major League Baseball player. Glen Skov, pro hockey player. And another Major League Baseball player, Gene Stick Michael. Stick, I guess, was his nickname. It's in parentheses. So those are all laid to rest here at the Curlew Hills Memory Gardens Cemetery. Well, that does it for this one. I'll see you at the next one. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I hope you loved today's episode. What a beautiful cemetery, right? It's newer, so of course it's quite beautiful, but just five famous people buried there, which is pretty awesome. If you're a sports fan, Florida is a great place to see a lot of professional football players, Major League Baseball players, hockey players. There is a lot of them laid to rest here. Delco's was amazing. The food was good. It was super crowded. It is Saturday, so it was just crazy. You could see in the photos just how crowded it was. It's just a small place and like a shopping plaza. It's not huge. So if you can find a seat, you're lucky. I think during the weekdays and stuff, they're less busy, but on a Saturday, it was just wild. It was so busy. As you could see, the Philly was on point. It was a very authentic Philly cheesesteak sandwich. That does it for today's episode. If you haven't already, please remember to like, subscribe, and share the video, and I'll see you next time.